Hello, my name is Barry. Welcome to another edition of Inspiration Point. It's it's my YouTube counterpart to my blog. As I said, I'm trying to do something a little different on this channel as opposed to what I write. Earlier today, I was reading a tweet on Twitter from a young woman who was talking about pediatric anxiety. My heart grieved for the young woman because her daughter was suffering from apparently some kind of anxiety that was causing problem. I don't know what. She never really said, and I do respect the privacy. It felt like something I ran into when I was in grade school and high school. Yeah. Yes, I dealt with strong anxiety as a child. I was driven by fear. A fear that, oh no, that they would reject me or somehow I'd be tossed aside or whatever. At the time I was growing up, my anxiety was so strong that I literally had seizures, grand mal petites. That is, I would zone out and it's like, hey, it looked goofy on camera, and I have no problem with the chuckle. But the reality is, it scared the shit out of my parents and the rest of my family. They didn't like what they were doing. I didn't do anything. I just walked around totally zoned out, totally unaware of my surroundings. As I'm largely targeting Christians, somehow I don't think anyone is going to be offended when I use that one little word. But I would ask you, how would you react if your kid started walking around acting like they were absolutely zombies or some type? It ain't fun. You wouldn't laugh. Well, suffice to say, what caused it? My anxiety? For me, a lot of it was insecurity about myself. I was afraid of 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 being deemed less than perfect. That I was afraid of being deemed a failure because I couldn't do the same thing everybody else could do. So I was born with vision and hearing. I could still see and hear. I could see that, gee, my brother's able to play his soccer. I'm not allowed to. All that. Plus, I had other problems. The usual school bullies who love to pick on the kids who were sensitive and would react in anger. I was a popular target for that. Yeah. And of course, my dad, then I don't know what he was thinking. It may be that thought he was trying to help me, but his jokes really didn't. It actually backfired. It added to the problem. And here's the thing. I couldn't tell anybody. I didn't know how to say to Dad, gee, thanks a lot, Dad. I really appreciate hearing about the guys in white cloak. Do you know you're actually causing more problem with your mouth? Yes. And the funny thing is, if I had said something, he would have backed off and said, whoa, wait, and try to resolve the problem. If you're a young person who is having a problem, talk with your parents. Sorry for the waving, but until I can get myself commit to doing this on a regular basis, well. But like I said, If you're a young person, talk with your parents. Uh, Don't be afraid to say something about what's going on. If you're a young parent, try listening to your kids. Talk with them about it. Here's another tip that actually helped. It comes out of 1 Corinthians 13. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love does not brag and boast. Love that is not a scorekeeper. It does not keep a record of every time you put your foot in your mouth. That's right, it's not. Love comes alongside and comforts us with warm hugs, kind words. Love doesn't rejoice in what is evil. It doesn't gloat over the misery and hurts of others. More likely motivate you to say, hey, let me help you. I'm paraphrasing a part of 1 Corinthians 13. Here's another part that comes a little earlier. Though I may write wonderful stories on a blog or anyplace else, if I have not love or do not exercise love, then I might as well be writing piece of shit crap. I mean it, seriously. It's worthless. If I could tell stories and entertain over thousands of young people like a certain YouTube celebrity named Cole Source, and I have not love, it's worthless. If I can do what all these other ones, no love, it's useless. Love is a very important ingredient. Love the child. Kind words do help. And sometimes you do need to tell them something they need to hear. But ask God for help and wisdom on how to, what's going on. There's another step, and I'll wrap it up from here. Don't be afraid to talk with the Father and ask Him for help. Don't be afraid to ask God to help me with this situation, whatever it is. He has to care about those little things in our life that are going on. He surprised me many times over the years. Now, yes, I realized I needed to wrap this up with one other sentence. And it's kind of important. How the heck did I go from a kid who was so prone with anxiety, fears, and all that other stuff, to the guy who is speaking up words of encouragement, love, compassion, try to get some tips that hopefully will help? Well, it was not a magic wand. And according to my old player's handbook, there was no spell to undo all that. Yes, prayer will help. But the thing is, my heart had to be open to receiving truth. When the light of truth, and in this case, I'm not referring to Jesus, so he very much at the center. But when the light of truth shined on those lies and the things I was believing, it became a lot easier to deal with and to debunk them and toss them out the door. Those lies, what I thought other kids believed, nobody actually thought I was retarded. A lot of them thought I was a brainiac or a nerd. I didn't know that. I always thought they thought of, no one thought that I was coward or anything like that. I actually showed a lot of courage. I had bullies that said, how come you're not intimidated by her? They never knew about my brother who loved to show off his muscles. May have been overdoing it, but I think he wanted me to have confidence in him. In reality, it wasn't quite working. They didn't know about that. There's a lot of things. Here's another tip. Count the blessing. When you look at the things that you have, you're less likely to worry about the things you don't. But God is very much willing to take on those burdens of anxiety. Well, I think this tape has gone on long enough, so I will wrap this up by saying this. Have a blessed day. I trust the words I said are of value. And see you when I see ya.